3 carrier strike groups, 10,000 sailors, hundreds of Tomahawk cruise missiles, fifth-generation stealth fighters operating from 2 oceans simultaneously. The most powerful naval force in the history of human civilization, and we cannot open a strait 21 nautical miles wide. Sit with that for a moment. Not 200 miles, not a continent. 21 miles, the distance from downtown Manhattan to JFK Airport, in the most powerful navy ever assembled, is sitting outside it, watching. This is not a failure of courage. This is not a failure of firepower. This is a failure of geometry. And geometry doesn't negotiate. To understand why, you have to understand the math hidden inside the map. The strait is 21 nautical miles wide at its narrowest point. That sounds wide. It is not, because commercial shipping doesn't use 21 nautical miles. It uses the International Traffic Separation Scheme, 2 designated lanes, each 2 miles wide, separated by a 2-mile buffer zone. 6 miles of usable corridor total. Now put a ship inside that corridor. A supertanker stretches over 1,100 feet from bow to stern. You are not sailing a vessel through an open ocean. You are threading a 12-story building through a hallway, and one wall of that hallway belongs to Iran. Here is the brutal arithmetic that keeps every escort commander awake. Escort requires 100% certainty, not 90, not 95, 100. Because one mine under a supertanker carrying 2 million barrels of crude oil doesn't just sink a ship, it closes the corridor. One burning hull in a 6-mile shipping lane, and no insurer on Earth writes the next policy. The strait doesn't close by force, it closes by mathematics, and right now, the math says, do not enter. We destroyed 90% of Iran's threat architecture. 60 warships sit on the seabed. 300 missile launchers are rubble. Drone production lines are silent. That is an extraordinary achievement by any standard in military history, but Hormuz doesn't grade on a curve. Look at what survived. Iran began laying mines before the first bomb fell. Dozens are already on the seabed, contact mines, moored mines, bottom influence mines scattered across 360 nautical miles of murky, current-driven water. You cannot bomb a mine out of the ocean floor. You must find it, classify it, and neutralize it one at a time. Experts estimate fully clearing the strait could take several months, and above the waterline, the remaining 10% of Iran's mobile missile launchers are buried inside the Zagros mountain tunnels, pre-surveyed firing points built over 40 years. A newer cruise missile flies 5 feet above the waterline in terminal phase. From the Iranian coastline to the shipping lane, flight time compresses to seconds. One surviving launcher, one missile, that is all the equation requires, and no escort commander can certify that count is 0. Here is the strategic insight that most analysis misses entirely. 3 carrier strike groups were never supposed to enter Hormuz. USS Abraham Lincoln holds position in the Gulf of Oman, east of the strait. From that position, its entire air wing controls every vessel entering or exiting the Persian Gulf, without crossing a single minefield. Now consider what that means for Iran. The same mines that closed Hormuz to American-escorted tankers also closed it to Iranian oil exports. Iran ships 1.4 million barrels of crude every single day, and nearly all of it must pass through Hormuz to reach any paying customer. The corridor is sealed from both sides. Iran built a trap to keep us out. The trap worked, but traps are not one-directional. The same geometry that prevents American escort also imprisons Iranian commerce. Iran is bleeding economically inside a fortress it built with its own hands. 3 carrier strike groups cannot open a 21-mile strait, not because of what Iran left, but because of what Iran left before the first bomb fell. Mines don't need a navy to operate, they just need water, and the water inside that 6-mile corridor belongs to physics, not firepower. Iran laid a trap at the front door. We didn't open the front door, we locked it from the outside, and now the trap imprisons the trapper. That is not a stalemate. That is a siege, and the besieged locked themselves inside.